Welcome back. Happy New Year again. Good to see you.
Happy New Year again.
You're better. I'm better. I had a cold this week, but
Yeah.
everything seems to be working its way out.
Everybody's sick though.
Everybody is sick. We had a colleague who coughed so much she
Tore a muscle.
tore a muscle off her ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take good care. Take vitamin C. Get out in the sun. Couple of quick things here. First and foremost, our thoughts are certainly with fellow Californians in Southern California impacted by the wildfires down there. We're thinking about you, obviously. If there's anything that we can do up here, we're always willing to help. As part of that promise or request, we have sent our OES strike, our engine, with a strike team of 4 personnel down. That went down on Wednesday, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday. And I think we sent a second strike team down yesterday. So certainly our thoughts are with those firefighters. Thank you for your service and their families. We hope everyone comes home safe. So that's a big one. Number 2, we've got council agendas on Monday and Tuesday. On Monday, and just a lot of great energy with the new council. You're going to talk about this week's meeting, but it was really fun. The biggest item on the Monday agenda, and you gave a great interview on KSBW last night. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
Is the at-home delivery for some of our residents, and so that's an item for an award of contract, multi-year contract on the council agenda on Monday for discussion and decision. And then on Tuesday, we have a commendation for police officers' life-saving. And also, the mayor is featuring a nonprofit, I think, a month.
Yeah.
So the featured nonprofit this month will be the Friends of the Harrison Memorial Library, and those are the folks who collect and then sell books at the Thursday market. So that'll be great. They'll be coming, giving a very brief presentation. And then the mayor will also be giving a presentation on the role of the city council and city administrator. So he's got some great slides on that one. Incidentally, I almost forgot, we do have the swearing in ceremony this afternoon at 4:30 in this room for Commander Trayer.
Yeah.
So that's a public, please come and say hello to Commander Trayer and his family. I think he'll be bringing a large contingent from his old job, and those folks
We'll
are
have
welcome.
some light refreshments, I believe.
Very light, always very light refreshments, his colleagues from San Jose. Also on Tuesday, the 14th, we have the historic context statement. So Catherine's been working very, very hard, and that was paid for by a grant from the state of California.
Correct.
And then we have the Givens encroachment permit, and that's something that was continued from our December agenda to January. We'll do a field trip, especially for the new council members.
We did one before. We're going to do another one because 3 of our 5 council members are new.
Correct. So I think that's it, with the exception of I may have jury duty, part of my obligation that I welcome next week between Tuesday and Friday. So we'll see. I'll know on Monday night whether I need to report to jury duty in Salinas. So that's what I got, buddy. What do you got?
Well, picking up on what we did this week, as you said, it was a great city council meeting, lots of energy, good turnout. Some great business was done. So if you were following along, we have had 10, I believe, ad hoc committees that were in place. Yep. The mayor and the council opted to sunset all of those, sort of start fresh, hit the refresh button, if you will. So as of today, we have no more ad hoc committees. Right. There may be some that are stood up in the future with an intention of, here's exactly how long it's going to run for, here's what it's going to do. But I think that what I took away from that meeting is the mayor and the full council are excited to do more community-based meetings as a whole, as a group of 5 with the community here versus ad hoc committees, and then bringing that information back to the full council, sort of like cutting that step out unless really needed. Right. And so with that in mind, the first of those sort of larger full council roundtable community meetings, we're targeting February 10th right now for the police building discussion. So we did talk about the police building at this week's city council meeting. We received a really great presentation from Chief Tomasi. Great job, Chief, with some support from Fred Muir, our outside contractor. And the city council said, let's do a community meeting on where we're at now with the schematic plan on the existing site. So we're targeting right now February 10th. Keep an eye out. We haven't locked that in yet. We're working with the council members to make sure we can get them all there. But it's looking promising for February 10th. We'll of course send out notices and all that once we get it locked in.
Yeah, it's a Monday, and we'll do it a little bit earlier, a little earlier at 3:30, so we have
Yeah.
adequate time.
Good. And then the last bit of business that was done, it was all the appointments to those outside agencies that we talk about. Nova and I talked about it last week. Those are really important. You know, some of them are
100%.
seats at tables that we are very fortunate to have a voice at. And so our council have all been appointed now to those outside agencies. And if you want to check that out, you can let us know, or you can just go to the staff report. There was a list there, or you can watch the video. But we're happy to share with you whoever. It's not a secret who's on what body. And then this next week, we have a lot of meetings again. We've got the 2 city council meetings you just spoke about. We have a planning commission meeting and a forest and beach commission. So we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Can we come up with some sort of public meeting for Friday so we get the...
We'll work on it. Let's see what we can do.
Wednesday at the Planning Commission, typical development projects, but one thing I want to highlight for everybody is there is going to be a policy conversation about metal roofs. And that is really something I hope people come out for, because it has come up over and over again. Whether or not there is a proliferation of metal roofs in the city, and whether or not those are appropriate, balancing the design aesthetics of the village with the reality of today's fire risks. I mean, this is very, very pertinent right now with what's going on in Southern California. So there should be an interesting policy conversation on Wednesday. No decisions are going to be made. It's a policy conversation, getting some guidance from the Planning Commission, and then staff will come back through the Planning Commission with a drafted policy on how to address metal roofs.
Right.
So that's Wednesday. Thursday, Forest and Beach Commission, on top of their regular business, there will be a policy conversation about artificial turf. If you remember, Chip, there was a point in time where the state of California said to local jurisdictions, you cannot, you have to approve ministerially artificial turf, because it
cannot prohibit.
Can't prohibit it. It was seen as being very eco-friendly, water-wise, and all that stuff. Well, it's true, it doesn't take any water. A few years went by, and then the state of California said, oops, it's actually really bad for the environment, because it leaches forever chemicals into the soil. It's basically plastic trash that never goes away. And so now they have reversed course and said, actually, jurisdictions, you're welcome to ban it if you wish. It's up to you. And so we, in our design guidelines, in our code, we have language about not having manicured lawns, because it maybe doesn't really fit in with the character of a natural forest.
Right.
And so we're going to be having a policy conversation, starting with the Forest and Beach Commission, about how we want to treat artificial turf moving forward. Should be a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, and again, both of those topics will eventually be blended into the design guidelines. And maybe even codified, so we'll see.
We'll see. So that's what's going on next week, and that's actually all I got.
Wonderful. Well, it's great. Hope you have a good weekend.
You too, my friend.
And take good care.